What's going on, everybody? This is BroncoJuggalo.
And Bill.
And today we are coming to you with another BroncoJuggalo Top 10. Today we are doing the Top 10 Worst Direct Sequels. Yes, I've done that before. But this is Top 10 Worst Direct Sequels to stellar films. Now, that's a bit subjective, but it's what we think are really good films.
Yeah, where the sequels just kind of fell flat. This list is interesting because at least my top three on this list, I don't hate these movies, but compared to what we got in a sequel, compared to what was given to us in the original film, they fell flat.
My top three are definitely all ones I really don't like. Now, my bottom one, my number 10 is one that I have some respect. I like. But I did leave off movies like Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, even though I think that's the worst sequel ever made, and it is a direct sequel to the remake. I don't think the remake's that great. I do have a lot more respect for it now than I did before, but I don't think it's that great. So that movie's not on this list.
Okay.
These are sequels to stellar films, at least stellar in our opinions.
Yeah.
So, and remember, these are just our opinions.
Exactly.
So we're going to start with our number 10s. Mr. Bill, why don't you go ahead and give me your number 10?
And number 10 for me is 30 Days of Night, Dark Days. The original 30 Days of Night film was very good. We had a great cast. The film was awesome. But then we got this sequel. It really fell flat. I don't hate this film, but I don't love this film either. And as far as the sequel goes, especially if you've read the comics, this one falls very flat.
I really can't speak on this one because I haven't seen it.
Okay.
So, coming in for me at the number 10 spot is a movie that I do enjoy, but compared to the original, it's a bomb, especially when I consider the original to be the second greatest horror film of all time, and that is A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge.
Yep.
It has some qualities I like about it, mostly Robert Englund. Other than that, this movie is still really bad. I still just don't get a lot of what they did in this film. And yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have bad films in a franchise.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it happened to be for you, the sequel.
And I don't hate it. I'll enjoy it. I'll watch it, but it's just not a good film. It's definitely at the bottom of my list in that franchise.
All right, my number 9 will be Screamers 2, The Hunting. I really, really enjoyed the first Screamers film. Love that movie. And then this one came out years after, and man, the story wasn't as good. It just fell real short of its original counterpart, and its original counterpart had like very infancy CGI in it.
Mm-hmm.
And the CGI is not great, but then the CGI gets worse in the second film.
Which came out actually like 15 years later.
Not 15, but...
Well, when did the first one come out?
Like 98.
Oh, no shit. It was that close?
I think it was late 90s.
Okay, well, about 11 years later then. Because the second one came out in 2009.
Yeah.
So, well, sometimes...
I think it was mid or late 90s.
Shit spawns shit. I thought it was like 1990, so okay.
I don't think it was that early.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't remember. You would know more about it than me because you like that movie more than I do.
Yeah.
So, guys, for my number 9, we have Vampires Los Muertos. I love John Carpenter's Vampires. Love
Good
it.
movie.
Love John Bon Jovi. Huge Bon Jovi fan, as a lot of people here know. But he couldn't save this film.
No. I don't think anybody could save this film.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. All right, my number 8. I don't mind this movie, but as far as a sequel goes to the original, Toxic Avengers 2. I'm sorry. I do like this film, but it's not there with the original. The original was just so creative, and you didn't know what the hell you were fucking getting until you saw it, and you're like, wow, that's fucking awesome. And then the sequel just fell flat to me.
Well, guys, coming in at number 8 for me is The Howling 2, Your Sister's a Werewolf. The reason why this comes in at number 8 on this list is it's so bad it's forgettable. I don't really remember shit about it. I just remember not enjoying it. So, yeah.
Yeah, that one didn't make my list, but it should have.
While I was thinking about that, I got another idea for a great top 10 list. Top 10 horror films that make you want to shoot yourself. That next. Coming soon, folks. Coming soon.
That you just go, oh my God, when will it end?
Yeah, and actually, you know what film popped into my mind that made me think that?
What?
Children of the Corn 6, Isaac's Return. That movie's like 2 hours long, and then you look at the runtime and realize it's only like an hour and 10 minutes. But it feels 2 hours long. Okay, so you're number 7, sir.
Yeah, okay now. My number 7 is going to be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I don't get the hype of this film. The original film, fucking love it. And then the second one, just didn't have the same feeling. Did not have it.
And folks, you know you're going to see that one on my list somewhere. Guys, number 7 for me is Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. Now, a lot of people give this movie a pass. There are parts of it that are okay. Yeah. There are parts of it that are good. But when it basically took 45 minutes, around 45 minutes of original footage from the first movie and just put it in there.
Oh, I hate that shit.
That, like, automatically makes this qualified for this list. I'm sorry, but it does. Yeah. Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 comes in at number 7. It could have been a lot higher.
It's a cop out.
Yeah.
All right, number 6 for me is going to be From Dusk Till Dawn, Texas Blood Money. This is such a forgettable film.
I enjoyed it.
Not me. This film is so forgettable, especially after the first film. You don't really like the characters. I didn't like them. I didn't say, oh yeah, this is awesome. I love these characters. No. No.
It's your list, man, so.
No. No, this movie.
And I know you got one more on your list that I really disagree with.
Yeah, I know, okay. I know, and I don't care because I hate this movie so much.
All right, guys, so coming in at number 6 for me will be one that my gentleman colleague here has already talked about, and that is Screamers, The Hunting.
Yes.
Yeah, total letdown. When he first showed me Screamers, I fucking thought it was great. It was so much fun.
It's a fun movie.
I had a blast with it.
It's got some great actors.
And this second one just totally shit the bed. I almost put Species 2 on this list.
I don't hate that movie.
But the fact that the hot ass fucking chick in the movie makes up for, the rest of the terribleness in it. But that movie made me think of this movie. And that's why this movie's on the list.
Yeah.
So.
All right. My number 5, and he's gonna hate it. The Devil's Rejects. I have never been able to stay awake for this entire film. I fall asleep every fucking time. It reminds me too much. Like, he keeps trying to tell me, oh, that you really feel for these guys. I don't feel for these assholes. They're assholes. It's like they tried to be like natural born killers and make you feel something for the killers. They fell so fucking flat on that.
I think they did it way better than Natural Born Killers.
Natural Born Killers hit the nail on the head, and this movie just...
Sorry. Everybody in the comment section, go and tell Bill how stupid he is. It's okay.
Oh, if only I can make it through the entire film without falling asleep. Boring.
One of the greatest horror films ever made, and he says it's crap.
It's boring.
Okay. Anyways... Now to my number 5. My number 5, for me, you know what? I almost am thinking about moving this one down. This one, the more I think about this, but you know what? The list is set. Let's just fucking go with it.
Yeah.
My number 5 is Queen of the Damned.
I did not know that was a sequel to...
Interview with a Vampire.
I did not know
Interview with a Vampire is one of my favorite vampire movies of all time. That movie is fucking phenomenal. And yet, for this piece of shit to come out afterwards...
That thing is garbage.
The only reason, and it may have been a little better, I mean, the only reason anybody saw that movie was because of Leah and she died. I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to say anything disrespectful, but that's not a good reason to see a movie.
No.
You know,
No.
it was crap. It's total crap.
It's kind of like saying Heath Ledger is the best Joker ever. I
The
know
guy-
I'm going to get shit for that, but
The guy that
I don't think he is.
the guy that plays Lestat is just so whiny looking, and the guy that plays Louis looks even worse. But you know what? Fuck it. You're number 4, sir.
My number 4 would be Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. That is just garbage. I can at least stomach the first film, but this film is just such trash that I can't stomach it.
All right, folks. My number 4 is AVP Requiem. Now, yes, I know this is actually a sequel to a few films, but it is a direct sequel to Alien vs. Predator.
And I don't consider that a horror film because they took out all the blood, all the gore, and all the curse words.
I do. Fuck you. I love that movie. Alien vs. Predator is a phenomenal fucking film.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. I need my blood and gore. If it's an Alien or a Predator film,
if you're going to,
we want blood.
Well, you've got plenty of it in the Devil's Rejects.
Yeah, even though
if you're going to put Devil's
sleep.
Rejects on the list, then you got to give me Alien vs. Predator.
No, because the first one's not a horror film.
Doesn't matter.
It's an action film. They turned it into an action
it's a horror
sci-fi
film.
film.
It's still a horror film. Tit for tat.
Nope.
Okay. Well, anyways, what's your number 3, buddy?
My number 3 is The Exorcist 2. After that epic film that is known as The Exorcist, and then we get this piece of shit.
My number 3.
What the fuck?
My number 3 is also The Exorcist 2: The Heretic.
It's a horrible goddamn film.
Considered by many to be the worst horror sequel of all time. And I can definitely see that. But remember, guys, this is personal lists.
Yes.
So, personal lists. Remember, I still think the worst horror sequel of all time is Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, but I'm not as fond of the first movie, so that's why it's not on this particular list.
Right.
Anyways, coming in for me at number 3. Oh, wait, I already did my number 3. I'm sorry. We had the same one.
Oh, yeah. We had the
Your
same
turn.
one. Number 2 for me is American Psycho 2. Wow. I mean, the first American Psycho film is a fucking masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
And you just watched this film real recently. Waste of your fucking time, wasn't it?
Yep. An hour and a half I'll never get back in my life.
Yeah. Just don't even fucking bother. American Psycho, amazing. American Psycho 2, what the fuck is this? This is garbage.
Well, I've got a review for it coming out.
Trash.
I got a review for it coming out soon, so I don't want to spoil. And it may have even come out already. I don't know when we put this out. But hey. Okay, guys, for me, number 2 is Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. It's still one of my most hated films of all time. I cannot stand this movie. I absolutely hate it.
Don't blame me.
I really hate it. And that's got to give you a hint of what I think of my number 1 if I hate this movie that much.
True. Let's get into number 1. My number 1 will be The Lost Boys, The Tribe. I did not mind the first Lost Boys film. He doesn't like it. But I don't mind that film. I thought it was okay. But every film after that one was complete trash. Garbage. They had barely anything to do with the first film. They just kind of went off on their little tangents here and there, and, Corey Feldman needed money.
Twilight of the 80s.
Yeah.
The new films, I haven't even seen the rest of them, so if I don't like the original one that much, I'm not going to be that interested in watching the sequels. Guys, coming in at number 1 for me is American Psycho 2, All-American Girl. And I actually changed this one mid-list while I was making it because of something you said.
Yeah.
You said the original American Psycho is a masterpiece.
It is.
And then I started thinking about American Psycho versus Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I like Texas Chainsaw Massacre a lot.
It's a good film, yes.
A lot. It's considered one of the greatest horror films of all time. Personally, I think it's a bit overrated, but I still do like it a lot. Okay? Yes. I want to stress the a lot. I like it a lot. I fucking love American Psycho.
Amazing film.
It's one of my favorite horror films. It was, I think when I did my last top 10, it's in the top 10. I don't know. I'm gonna have to redo that top 10 because there's all these great new horror films that I love.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's one we should do again soon, is a top 10 of all time horror films. But this sequel, okay, I'm going to give you a small little snippet of what's in my review, even though it may have already come out. I don't know. This movie was not meant to be an American Psycho sequel.
Jeez. Really?
Mila Kunis, when she filmed the movie, did not know they were even going to do that. They added that shit in post. She thought she was just making a teen horror comedy. And then, but Lionsgate at the time, American Psycho was their only huge horror hit. So it was a huge horror hit for them. They're like, oh, we should capitalize on this. American Psycho 2, All American Girl.
Did not work.
So yeah, I sat there and thought about that while we were making these lists, what you said, and because this was going to be my number 2, but I was like, you know,
it beat it out.
I like the original American Psycho so much more than I like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So this one is way more disappointing for me than Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Yes, this is the worst direct horror sequel to a killer, stellar, great, good, kind of okay horror film, whatever you want to call it. This is the worst for me. Guys, we had fun with this.
Yes.
We had fun arguing with each other because we always do.
Yes, we do.
This is BroncoJuggalo saying, join me next time. We are going to make that fucking top 10 horror films that make you want to shoot yourself. Peace out, y'all.
And good night.
Talking about mob shit. Couple $100 grand, nah, it ain't much. One phone call, you can get touched. Wendy gave Tommy a to-do list. Good fellas always got a full clip. Keep the family